YouTube, and today I've got Claire Kerry who's going to be sharing her top 5 writing tips with us. Now, I met Claire when I was on the MA programme at Winchester. The group was sort of split between mature students and these really clever young things. Claire was in the clever young things department, and her writing just really impressed me. It wasn't just the sort of the premises that were off the wall. She really understood characters, and if she should die, I will take those characters and write novels about them shamelessly, because they were really good ideas. Claire's not only writing for young children and teens, she also script writes as well, and she did this fabulous YouTube soap thing that I've actually going to put the link below, and it was called From Mansfield With Love. It was a really interesting sort of programme, and I hope that she goes on to do things like that in the future, because well, she's a pretty awesome script writer as well. Anyway, here's Claire's top 5 writing tips.
Tip number 1 is to write every single day. You've probably heard this a million times, but trust me, it works. If you stop writing, you tend to hit a wall. I stopped writing for like a month once, and then I couldn't write for 5 months afterwards. I just lost inspiration. So write every day. It doesn't matter if it's a 100-word flash fiction, 5,000 words, 2,000 words, or just a shopping list. Write something. And over your week, put a tick in a calendar every single day that you do some writing, and then if in a week you've got a tick in every day, reward yourself. You've worked hard. Get a chocolate bar. Tip number 2 is the but then rule, and what this means is that if you're writing in a not really sure how a story's going, you've got a bit of writer's block, add a twist. So Auntie Marjorie and Uncle Jimmy are having a fight, but then aliens. Like, it can be as stupid or as serious as you like. You don't have to keep it in the story so long as it keeps you writing. Tip number 3 is 27 chapter structure. I did not come up with this myself. I got this from a YouTuber called Katytastic. If you want more information on this, go to her video on it. It's really, really helpful. So basically, the gist of it is, you know that every story has a beginning, a middle and an end, a 3-act structure. What you do is you take each of those acts and then you split them into 3 acts of their own, beginning, middle, end. And then you take all of those 9 parts and you split those into 3 as well, beginning, middle, end. So you have 9 instances of beginning, middle, end, the story flowing up and then down through 27 chapters, essentially, or 27 parts. It doesn't have to be chapters, it works for a novel if it's chapters, but it could be 27 scenes for a shorter story, or even just 27 sentences for a flash fiction. It's just a really great way of structuring. I advise checking out that video, there'll be a link in the description below. Tip number 4 is to take an acting class. I know that sounds a bit weird, but hear me out. By learning about acting and characterization, you can really get into the heads of your characters. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. When I'm doing like an action scene, I will pick up a toy sword and I will act out that action scene, like both sides of it, in my flat. It looks stupid, but no one can see me, and it really does help with like plotting out the choreography of a scene. So yeah, take an acting class. And don't be afraid of looking stupid. And tip number 5 is to share your work. Do not be afraid to let your writing out there into the world and let it be read. Find a creative writing class or a group. There are loads out there. Get online. Get on Twitter, get on Facebook. A writer is nothing without readers.